The value of time. In the bustling city of Eldoria, where there was the most preclusive commodity, there lives a young man named Aydin. Unlike others who were always in a hurry, chasing after wealth and success, Aydin never truly understood the value of time. He believed that life was long and that there would always be tomorrow to do things he could do today. The carefree days. Aydin was born into a wealthy family. His father, Richard, was a successful businessman who had built an empire from scratch, while his mother, Eleanor, was a loving and wise woman who always readied him to use his time wisely. However, Aydin paid little attendance to their words. While his friends worked hard to build their fires, Aydin spent his days in leisure, traveling, partying, and projectinating on important matters. Whenever his father advised him to take responsibility for his future, he would shrug it off, saying, "There's plenty of time." The golden opportunity. One day, Richard fell seriously ill. Knowing his time was limited, he called Aydin to his bedside. "Son," he said weakly. Aydin hesitated. He had never taken life seriously, and the thoughtability overwhelmed for. "Father, I'm not ready yet. Maybe in a first." Richard sighed. "Time does not wait, my son. If you waste it, you will regret it." But Aydin remained unchanged. Instead of stepping up, he has over the business matters to managers and controlled his carefree life. The price of delay. Years passed, and as Aydin controlled to enjoy his youth, his father's business started to crumble. The time prosperous company suffered due to poor decisions made by others in his absence. Trusted managers took advantage of his negligence, and financial losses grew. One by one, his father's assets were sold to cover debts. The grand mansion that once housed his family was now owned by someone else. Aydin, who had once lived in luxury, was now struggling to afford a simple meal. Only then did he realize the bitter truth: he wasted the precious time given to him. The harsh reality. With no money and now to go, Aydin wandered the streets, looked for work. He knocked on doors, hoping someone would give him a channel, but all he heard was, "You had everything, but you wasted it. No one can turn back time, Aydin. You should have valued what you had before it was gone." Regret filled his heart, but regret could not undo his mistakes. The second chance. One evening, as Aydin sat near a park, lost in thought, an old man approached him. It was his father's former business partner, Mr. Harrison. Seeing Aydin in such a state, he shook his head and said, "It pains me to see you like this, son." Aydin looked up, confused. "What do you mean? Time cannot be reversed, but you still have now." Aydin realized that because he had lost years, he still had the present body. For the first time in his life, he decided to make the most of it. The redemption. With Mr. Harrison's help, Aydin started working from the ground up. He takes the value of hard work, discipline, and perseverance. He does no longer postpone tasks, nor do he take life for granted. He said every minute and used it wisely. Years later, he rebuilt his father's business, but this time with his own effort. He became successful, not made of inherited wealth, but because of the value of time. One day, as he stood in his office look at the city below, he whispered to himself, "Time was my greatest teacher." And from that day forward, Aydin lived by a new motto: time is life, and life is too precious to waste.